Good morning and welcome to America's Home Cooking. Today we're making a classic sloppy joe. I have not had these since I was a little girl, so it's been a long time. Wait a minute, I think I need root beer in this. Hold on a minute. I had to buy something because it called for root beer. No, not this one, another one. All right, we need 1 tablespoon of cold water put in a small bowl, believe it or not. Just want to make sure the water is cold. Now to this water, you are going to add a half a teaspoon of baking soda. I'll show you in a minute. Don't put it away, you're going to need all this again. Okay, let me see. I'm going to need my fork for this again. So I'm going to be running back and forth. You're going to mix this up thoroughly. You can't see it, I'm sorry, I'll move you further down. You need 1 pound of ground meat. It's been sitting out overnight to defrost and it was really frozen. And after you mix this up, you're going to pour it in here. And they want you to mix this thoroughly. Remember, we're making it classic. We're not taking shortcuts on this, so this is a little more involved, but we'll get it done. And if it's too greasy for you, you can always add lecithin to it. Like I said, 2 B vitamins, and all it does is eat fat up. Okay? Now we're going to put this to the side. Do you want onion next or what? Okay, we need 1/2, wait a minute, a half an onion chopped fine. I have an onion here. What knife do I want to use for that? I have to think of what size. Let me turn some lights on. This is a simple dish to make. Instead of buying it, you can make it. Oh, come on, didn't quite go down straight. Okay, now the reason I cut it like that is to show you how we can chop this without separating it all over the place. And yes, my lard is still cooking. It's cooking up very nicely, nice and slow. See, women just use measurements. They didn't measure, they just chopped a whole onion. I remember my mother making this. Just chop an onion up. Now this onion, taking a look at it, I can see that this side has got to go. Why? Because it's already separating and turning into skin to protect the onion, which is difficult to chew and difficult to eat. Once again, we'll go through the steps of chopping an onion, and we'll get better at it. I'll show you more steps as we move along. All right, you're not going to cut all the way to here, and you're not cutting off the root in here. Don't cut all the way here to the edge here, because you want to leave it intact while we do it. You want to give it the same distance. So I'm showing you these skills. I don't always follow them, but I know them. But you'll get more uniform in your chopping if you wish to be more concerned about it. Now you notice the end pieces on this side and on this side are thick, right? So what you do, supporting it, just cut it in half. Don't go all the way, you're only going part of the way, and that's it. Okay, now what you're going to do is slice them. See, I can't give you all this information at once. You get overwhelmed. This is why I allow you to chop one way, and now we're going to learn the proper way. That's going into my stock. Now, I'm going to spread them so you can see how lovely they are. See how nice they are, the sizes of them? That's what you want. I'm going to have to put this in a bowl, I think. Let me see. All right. Scoot your onion to one side of your cutting board. We need 2 cloves of garlic minced. Some people like to take the flat of their knife and go bam! Or other people will take their knife, paring knife, which is, you know, one that is less than 6 inches, 1 inch to 2 inches. Everybody has a different way of doing it. I don't need this. Okay. I used to have a 1-inch paring knife, but the handle and everything broke on it. I loved it. It was my favorite. It was so small, it did garlic beautifully. My husband found that for me and gave it to me. That was the only way he could get me away from his K-bar. Because I used his K-bar for my garlic all the time. When servicemen hear it, they say, oh, the K-bar has a funeral. It's been degraded. But I said, look, I needed a knife that worked. Now, if you want to smash your garlic, turn it on the side where you have a big knife and you hit it here. Just like this, and this garlic will be, don't worry. Then it's real easy to mince if you wish. But mince means to finely, finely chop. Keep it away from your onions because the onions have to go in first before you put the garlic in. And yes, I cut my finger again. I actually stabbed it. I told you, one thing you always should have in the kitchen, or at least in the bathroom you can get to, is Band-Aids. never knew so many people did not know how to cook. Little girls were taught all the time from their mothers and from the women, older women. That's why I say I was really blessed. Now these are going to be cooking at different temperature, different times. That's why I wanted you to leave the garlic and that separated. Just about everything else is going to be liquid. Not completely liquid. We have dry season. We have a lot of seasonings that are going to go in this. I mean, you're not going to be doing a lot of chopping. This is more measuring. You're going to need tomato paste. So I'm opening a can. This is prepping and getting stuff ready, so when I go to do this, it's 1, 2, 3, and it will be easier for me to do. Okay. Okay. Let me stir my lard. It's cooking very nicely. It's just coming up. Stir your lard periodically if you wish. That's what I'm doing. I take it periodically and just stir it around. All right, you need a 12-inch skillet. And how much oil are we putting in here? You need two teaspoons of vegetable oil. Just two little teaspoons. When this shimmers, let me get you over here. I'm going to be measuring things behind you, so you're just going to have to accept it, what I'm doing, so you can watch this. We need this oil to shimmer, and that's what we're working on. What's it? And they want it over a medium-high heat, I think. Yeah, medium heat, just medium, my mistake. You know what? I'm going to move this. Let me get one of these matches. And pot holders. I want to move the lard to another burner to make it easier for me. Oh! Where did I put that pot holder? Sandra, you just turned it off. Wrong burner. Yeah, I do things like that. Then go back. Light another match. It's this one you want off and this one you want on. Turn just turn it on. Okay, I just need more room. This is a small one. I wanted a 6-burner oven. 6-burner, 2 oven. So I could sit there and I wouldn't have to balance things around. But it didn't work. My husband said it better be industrial with the amount of work that you do. All right, so you have your heat over medium. We're waiting for this oil to shimmer, and we're going to put the onion in it with 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda. So that's what we're waiting for. I just can't believe the lard is really coming out. It's going to have a nice flavor. It actually smells like I've got a beef roast on, or steaks. And it's already up to here, so it's climbing. See, last time I cooked it, melted it in big chunks, but if you have it in smaller chunks, you get more oil. Well, actually lard, I should call it. It was frozen and I had too much to do that I could not afford to wait the next day because I had a lot of work I had to do. Are you ready? Are you shimmering yet? It's getting there. It's almost there. Okay, I told you it was almost there. I could see it. Just the onion, nothing else. Now add 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda. And stir it around. Okay. Put your garlic in. Now we're going to start adding everything to it. Sugar, how much sugar do you want? You want 2 teaspoons of dark brown sugar. Yeah. You want 2 teaspoons of paprika. Sorry, this is how I'm having to do it. Pepper flakes. Red pepper. 1/4 of a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. half a teaspoon, wait a minute, hold on, what do they want? All right, where's that salt? You want 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. That's it. Once you stir this around, I think we're getting ready to add the beef. All right, then I want you to stir this. It's the paprika that we're trying to bring the flavor out of the paprika. And now they want the tomato paste added, which is 4 tablespoons, or 1/4 of a cup. Alright, now with the beef in the jar, this is going to cook a bit. Looks like it's burning, but this is what they want. I'm going to turn my flame down though. They want you to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt now to the meat and work it in before we bring it over here. So add 1/2 teaspoon of salt, work it into your beef, and we're getting ready to put it in. Now they want you to stir this and keep breaking the meat up. Until it's all done. It's not pink anymore. Once it's all been cooked, we're going to add the rest of the ingredients to it. Any of you can make this dish. It is so easy. We recommend beef that's 85% by 15. So it'll be 85% lean. Doesn't this look like sloppy joes coming out? This is what we did. And we used to love these. My mother always served us pickles with them. She would have the deal when we had the sweet pickles because they were little. But like I said, I haven't had this in many a year. Okay. All right, you need 1/3 of a cup of ketchup. Joji, sloppy Joji, very sloppy. Oh my goodness. A tablespoon of red wine vinegar. They say a tablespoon. Oh, come on, Trish. A tablespoon of steak sauce. You can see that the seasonings are used different from yesterday to what we use today. Let me see, is there anything else that has to go in there? Okay. Yes, there's more we have to add, but I gotta mix all of this up first. I know you see a lot of fat on this. We need now a tablespoon of water in a small bowl. Okay. Cornstarch? Where's my corns? And a 1/2 teaspoon of cornstarch. See if I can find something that's dry off this. Okay. Mix the water and the cornstarch up. Alright. So that was 1/4 of a teaspoon of cornstarch and a tablespoon of water. We want you to stir until it gets thick. And that's how you make the dish. Sloppy Joe's. Now you see the fat on it? There is fat on here, so if you want to get rid of some of this fat, we'll put some lecithin in here. A tablespoon will take care of the fat if you're worried about your cholesterol. You sprinkle it on. This is how you can do this. And we're just going to let it dissolve. Now, I didn't have time to make hamburger buns, so what I'm going to be doing is I bought them. I'm going to make an open sandwich with this. See how that gets rid of the fat? Isn't that nifty how that works? do. So we'll be cutting my small Kaiser rolls, I think they are, in half, put some butter on them, put them in the broiler, and toast them, and then pour this over as an open sandwich. And we're gonna have dark grapes with it, and that's it. This is hot enough, it's melting the lettuce, and quite quickly, I can see that. But that's how you make Sloppy Joes. You don't have to buy it in a jar. The way they do it and sell it, you can actually make it yourself. There's a lot of dishes that we can make ourselves. And your children would get in the kitchen with you and probably enjoy having it and saying, look what I made. It's a simple dish. All you have to do is be careful, you know, with them, that they don't get carried away with anything, and let them have fun with their mother or father in the kitchen. So you take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.